Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on Working Shopper. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas celebration with your friends and family, and happy Kuumba to all as well. So I'm grabbing a bite of breakfast before my morning shift. I have some papaya, berries, and banana in here, and I'm going to top that with some coconut puree. It had been in the refrigerator, so it had gotten really hard. It came out chunky, but that's okay, it's still good. So I took a trip to, through the Wild West of Arizona. I went to Flagstaff. The last time I went to Flagstaff was on Greyhound. I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. I never went on Greyhound again after that. I don't know how it is now since COVID, but back then, before COVID, when you were a Greyhound passenger, you could wait in the Greyhound station until your bus came, or until you wanted to leave. But the Greyhound bus station in Flagstaff, I found out later, is owned, I guess, is a subsidiary, and the people who own that station can make up their own rules. And their rule is you can only stay in the station for not more than a half hour. My bus had gotten there, I think, between 2 and 3 a.m. And my original plan was to stay there until daylight, which would have been 5:30. It wasn't, it was, I think it was during the springtime. So the sun would have been up at least by 6 o'clock. So I was going to stay in the station, for a few hours, then go grab some breakfast, and then make my way to an appointment that I had. I was sitting there watching television, and the Greyhound cashier says, "Are you getting on the next bus?" Because I wasn't lined up. I was like, "No, I'm waiting here for a couple of hours." And he goes, "Oh no, you can't do that." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "This is Greyhound." He's like, no, we have our own rules here. So I didn't argue. I'm just like, ugh. But I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna kick me out of the station at like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, and I'm just like, okay, well, is there like a 24-hour place I can go? And he says, well, you can go to Denny's or Walmart. And I'm like, okay, where's that? It says Greyhound right there. But the buses don't start running until like 4 to 5 hours from now. So I'm gonna have to entertain myself. I am not a street fairy. I don't know how some people manage to wander the streets all day long. I can't do it. Me, I have to have a destination in mind. I just can't be on the street. I tried to hang out for a couple of, I had found a apartment complex that had a shopping center with a big parking lot, and they had benches, and so I sat on the bench for a little while, and then I was like, oh God, I can't stay here. So, whoa, that car was just driving down the street with no headlights on. Maybe I should move. I don't like the way that looked. Okay, let me move. Like right there is Grimaldi's Pizza. Then over there is Ahi Poke and Dutch Brothers. And then behind me is a nail salon and Jimmy John's. And so at 3 a.m. I had breakfast at Denny's, and I ate very slowly so that by the time I left Denny's, the sun was coming up, and I felt better about being on the street.
No,
thank you. You're welcome. So this time it was nice to drive my own car. Besides, on the Greyhound bus, nobody wants to share their seat. They buy one ticket and take up 2 seats, and then when the bus starts to fill up, it's like they don't want to move over. So it was nice to drive there in my own car this time. But taking the scenic route, I don't recommend it. I have a picture of a Route 66 mural where someone wrote spray painted waste on the mural. Because that's what it is, pretty much. Years ago, I had been on Route 66 in Oklahoma. There was nothing. The businesses that were there were, like, you could tell it had been something at one time, but it was pretty much deserted. The businesses that were open were all tourist traps. Other than that, it was really nothing worth seeing. So crossing over into Arizona, you go through the mountainous desert to Oatman, which is a Wild West historical town. scary turns. And there are points where you can like see over the cliff. And then once you finish the Sidewinder, you end up on a long stretch to go to Kingman. And then from Kingman you can go I-40 to Flagstaff. I don't have any video from Kingman. There's not much in Kingman. There's some shops, some restaurants. But again, along Route 66, nothing really to see.